You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
They bring this Monday edition of the Breakfast Show come to you, Mina Khadija Bangura.
And Mina Mebel Kaba, good morning. In this edition of the Breakfast Show this morning, we take a look at the 2025 budget, as government been titled this budget as the welfare budget, where according to them a focus for improve the well-being of the public. While this BNTM, we see Joseph Fitzgerald Kamara, when one of the APC Flagbearer aspirants, them, may write a whole piece on this particular budget. Also, according to him, he say misalignment priorities and also it talk about fiscal management challenges. We make today we get them at the studio for can tell we waiting to make write this piece, waiting at the team them where if not but the 2025 budget. Now that's what they look at now this edition of the Breakfast Show.
All right, well, this and plenty other story them. Then at the Breakfast Show for you for can know waiting na the misalignment inside the 2025 fiscal year budget where the Ministry of Finance they implement now for ensure say all ministries, departments and agencies then gets the couple they request for now the Ministry of Finance for carry on with the development projects them. Now that's what they can talk about inside this edition of the Breakfast Show. And at the studio this morning we'll get Joseph Fitzgerald Kamara, we na a lawyer and also one of the people we don't show interest say you want to be flag bearer for the All People's Congress APC party for on na the 2028 elections. But not to that, it there for this morning, it there for can talk about some of the things them we outline na an article where he write entitled say misaligned priorities and fiscal management challenges for the Sierra Leone's 2025 budget, where the Ministry of Finance they implement now. Waiting at some of the misalignments them and also misalignments priority them and fiscal challenges them where this budget gets. Now that's what they discuss inside this edition of the Breakfast Show. You say for the watch we, if you get question, you get comment on any of the issues them or they can discuss this morning, send them through the number +23274 200 545, or you can as well text in the comment section. Now any of the platform there we watch with this morning as we can unpack the 2025 budget, the misaligned priorities and the fiscal challenges them where according to JFK say they inside the 2025 budget. Good morning, Mr. Fitzgerald Kamara, and welcome to the Breakfast Show.
Thank you, Dija. I'm glad to be here from Leone Show.
All right, we don't tell viewers them after the 2025 budget where the Ministry of Finance they implement now. You've been take your time, you write a whole piece and you title a misaligned priorities and challenges where you say they na the 2025 budget. Firstly, let we go back to the budget and how the Ministry of Finance been tied to them. It clearly shows say na a challenging budgets then they implement. And one good wonder say how a lawyer go on for challenge anything we get for do with fiscal policies.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, it's just not being a lawyer, it's being a Sierra Leonean citizen, having an interest in anything with the government they do and how it affect the people. And as someone you rightly mentioned, with aspire for lead the nation, you have to be informed. You have to understand what's in go on and have a role and a say. And as a position now with duty, for look into issues of matters of budgeting, matters of government delivery, whether they did deliver or not, and speak on those issues. And that is why I'm here. And I wrote that piece out of the state of mind that I get. As you don't, I look how the economy they go, I see the challenges where the people in the face on a daily basis, the skyrocketing prices, what they hear about advancement in salaries of people, the way they produce nothing. So I got concerned and said, no, as being in a position, I have to speak up. Because if we not talk for people, we would go talk for them. And so you don't have to be a lawyer or an economist to comment on this thing. So as a Sierra Leonean, I look at the budget and I notice this misalignment. For example, then talk saying a people-centered budget, a welfare-centered budget, where indicates say a day for the people. But when you look at it closely, you hardly see to the people at the benefit. Where is the misalignment? Starting off with the people-centered. At the end of the day, when you do the calculations, you go see, say, not to the people and benefit. For example, there's increase in the budget financing for the presidency. Over 200%. Is that the people? But definitely, if that is what they call the people, I have a different definition of people. People is not the president's office. They look at the vice president in office allocation, significant increase. The chief minister, significant increase. These are people who know they produce in terms of delivery. And when you look at what is the connection between them and the people of Sierra Leone, basically you don't feel it. You don't feel it. Always a comment. The president hardly talks to us as a people. He's always traveling as he talks to another tongue. So what's in the connection? How is the people-centered budget, aligned with that kind of increased budget into that office? It's a failing. And then when we come back, we look, we see, waiting and talk about the agriculture, the feed salon project. Then go put Boku money for them. But at the end of the day, what do you see? The allocations, will it ever get to them? If it even does get there, does it get on time? So for me, maybe suggest say in these allocations where they talk about people-centered budget, the feed salon project, let us look at it more critically in the sense that we make the allocation, if it be timely, then you're not going to look at the whole feed the project budget. Look at key functions, key components of that budget and put the money aside for day. Now they look at health. Well done, sweetie, happy with MPOX. Yesterday on Wednesday or so, I did with them Kushbobo then at the bridge. Normally, what is government doing? What is the allocation for this? So that is the misalignment. Money go down at the budget, then go to for health. But we look at what is happening out in the streets, nothing is happening. So where are the priorities? The priorities are only on paper, lip service. Let us, the government and the people, sit and talk about the budget. Where is the money going? Is the money delivering? Every day they see we party the chief minister, they talk, we deliver, we deliver. What are they delivering? Empty promises. That is what I will say.
Talk about the priorities then the government according to them budgets, because this second term of President Bio waiting is saying that the priority areas are the big 5 game changers. For you, this misalignment and the priority areas them, they miss them or na the title where they give the budget you get an issue with?
To start off with, the title as in a misnomer, then get the wrong name. It's not a people-centered budget. And when you talk about the 5 pillars, definitely the 5 pillars are due. And in terms of the name, the mention is fine. The priorities are there. The priorities are correct. They've got the priorities. But now how they align them. In other words, priority 1, 2, 3, 4, match. Who said they go put money first in the presidency office, vice president office, chief minister office, not a priority for we as a people, neither it ought to be a priority for the government. That is a misalignment. It is not. Not to yonder you go put all that kind of money there. When would they talk about health? So when you talk about priorities here, what they talk about the poor. We people do not get money. So government priority is about putting money into people's pocket and let the people alleviate the poverty in the country. That is a priority. Health is a priority. So when they talk about priorities, yes, they mention them, but in the mode of operation and implementation, they are not prioritized. That is the misalignment we are talking about. Nobody knows, you don't know, look, say yes. We will say priority in the health. Let we force money where they come in for the year. The allocation go to the Ministry of Health. If it's going to the Ministry of Health, let us use that money for go to a particular purpose. That is all. The other part where you get for look at the implementation phase, Mabel. Government will give money. Then the ministries, they notoriously don't get capacity to absorb the money where they come. In fact, we look at the allocation side. Government go don't say then they allocate money from the start of the year. Ministries don't get the money till maybe 6 months later. And if they get the money 6 months later, maybe not half the money we then allocate for them. So these are all the misalignments we talk about, both in practice and in paper. It's a serious issue for governance.
Inside the piece we write, you get a paragraph where they say the budget comes at a time when the country continues to grapple with significant macroeconomic challenges, including high inflation, debt distress risk, and widespread poverty that affects the substantial portion of the population.
Yes.
What do you be the try for projects there?
I will try for every people understand, say, every day inflation affects our lives, the cost of living, the high prices. Me wife called me the other day, they tell me, say, hey, you see why eat salad of a person buy a carrot na Kuto Road. Maybe why rich we then tell me waiting at the cost of 1 carrot. And now I say me wife say for the increased shop money. 1 carrot. I mean things are so difficult. How many people able to afford a carrot? And this is just hygienic food. But listen to it. When we talk about misalignment in priorities, and like I did mention, the 5 pillars, me to tell you, say, we look, things are so hard for our people. It is difficult for someone like me to sit and see the challenges, as I say, even in the debt sector. We are so tied up with debt, external debt. Every day we trust money. All the year, every time they tell you government go take money now, then give you loan now, then give you grant now. For what purpose? The government, they come back and tell we waiting at the actual purpose. And if they did, we then see the delivery of that purpose. If they take money for road, all that money they go to the roads, but the debt don't increase. Now, may you get for pay that debt today. Take to Grand Pekin and get for can pay that debt today. Because by 2028, when the government go to exit office, we believe that debt they left with we. That we get for pay the debt. So that is what they talk about, debt distress. And we're not able to lend money more because they don't trust Boku Boku. So the debt saving don't can we neck. And we go down for good trust and small money that they give. That is why if you hear the extended credit facility with the World Bank, they give to the other country there. Now plenty money. Now in the millions of dollars. 500 million, 800. We can to Salon now under 100 million. You hear they say they give you 20 million, 24, they will Allah. Now small money, we look at waiting at the priorities of our government. But the money small, being that, we don't trust too much. With the trust we need to deliver. With the trust we need to pay. And if the government budget allocates so much money towards the payment of the debt, which will left for pay salaries. Now me could see now nurses they need to get PIN code because government cannot afford to pay them. Even the doctor they work now. They need to pay them salaries. If they pay them, it's unbelievable the amount they pay doctors. So all them concerns and the man say that say no, this is not right. We need to draw the government here. Say, well, not to so now. Now they say no for it, but no go eat now. Tell nothing no they report again, and that is what is happening. And I'm very concerned about it.
When you talk to government officials, then can normally say some of them things there where they happen with the Sierra Leone economy. Not strange when you look at other countries them around the world. Then say if they go through then similar challenges there. But then they put mechanism in place for ensure say then cushion the hardship within the country. For example, like yesterday, we see a press statement we come out from the office of the president of Ghana informing the country that this year an officer he will take part in the UN General Assembly. These are some of the things that way other countries do for cushion the hardship within the country. For Sierra Leone, the measures them way the bill-led administration they put for cushioning the hardship in the country. How you can describe them?
Well, what I could describe and say, I would call her, the measures are there, but they're all in piecemeal, meaning a small. They're not holistic, and sometimes they lack sincerity. The example we give is quite correct. John Mahama say, I'm not going to go to the General Assembly meeting. It's a lot of money. They go with the delegation. I think the government delegation, was it the last time? About 70 people or 69 people. Which they go do now the 1 grain survey. I have been part of those delegations before. Minimal delegation. And we they go, they represent the country, that different groups and conferences, while the president, they attend the main conference. So Mama is correct in doing that. Wait till young government, they say, listen tomorrow, let you see the delegation where they go. Something like 80-man power delegation. They already get the mission in New York. We get the embassy in New York. They all did it. What did they do now? They 1 grain survey. So when they talk about what efforts are they making, then go put on a paper, say, will they make this effort, do they make it? But in reality, they don't. And for me, the lack of sincerity in the pursuit of these things we talk say they do, and they make we feel them as a people. Many times, they go tell you, say, hey, government, you don't do this, so We go na the ground, you not see nothing. What they talk about healthcare, as I'd explained you so. When I go see them, but then nobody no go see them one day. No nurse, no one day go see them. No project, no go meet them, go talk to them. And yet still every day, all the pastor lonely would they see what they happen. And then don't draw me attention to another group, not God rich. We are the intent for good in the next few weeks. But this is as a private citizen. As a government, what are we doing about that in the health? And every day you see reports of people dying in the streets, not out of drugs, hunger. For most small, then they tell we say, Pussy, you're angry, but you know, angry no go kill you. But not to now. Now, angry, they kill people. Them. Starvation, they kill people. Them. Why? With the past there, we see them laid on the street. It's sad. Government can do something. Yes, it can do something. So all those projects they're talking about, they're all on paper. And they go kind and talk fine. But the bottom line, Khadija, is you cannot run an economy on propaganda. You not just go, you can't talk, you feel say the economy is solved. No, it doesn't. That's the reality.
But when you look at some of the things that we government say do, for example, this being through the chief minister in office, they done all several negotiations with importer them for ensure say less when the staple food go down and the prices for the bag of rice don't reduce to some certain amount rather than how it been there few months back where the price been just a skyrocket. One go and say yes as an opposition now na right for draw the government in yes in your words now na right for criticize some of the bad things the owner feel say they happen, but again outside governments they do right. Owner self now na place for commend them.
Quite right. I agree with you absolutely. Our duty is not just to overly criticize where there is criticism, but where there is credit, we give credit. Like we talk about the engagement of the chief minister together with the importers of rice and then get a coalition. They reach a decision, fine. The engagement is beautiful. We see benefit from that, minimal. They call on tokenism. The amount we price good is so small. And now we don't go back to buy rice there. Most of we na parboiled rice we like. Now that price they may want to see go down. And then they go down. And then they go down. So what you they see is tokenism. What does that mean? Then a small. The price not can down for let make a difference to the buyer. If you buy one bag rice every month, then there is a lesser price of about 50 leones. It barely make any difference to you. It is, but it makes barely any difference. So what we say is, we government will do something. If we reflect in the budget, if we reflect in the people's livelihood, it's about the life of the people, and it's about lessening the challenges of the general public on the existence. But if anything they do, now by manage pitfall, now by manage small, now people and they feel nothing, and that is the challenge we have today. People are suffering everywhere you go. People are complaining. You go to the bus, you go to the lorry park, people are telling you times are hard. What is government doing? Nobody knows. But yes, we have a duty as the opposition. Wherever there's credit, we give credit. And I think I've done that in a couple of times where I see them, they do credit. I go tell them, say, yes, you know, they do well in this area. You just need to do more. And in terms of the engagement, yes, it is beautiful to engage. But they are failing to engage us, the opposition. Because we don't do inside. We get the experience. We know how they manage things. But they don't talk to us. They don't engage with us. It tells you that these are self-made people. They just care about themselves. They don't care about the people. Neither do they care about the opposition. Because when we sit and talk, they only talk to us when they want power. When they want about power sharing. And we will come to that. That fiction when they talk about the power sharing is about them, not us. When they talk about power is about the people's power. And the people who get the power, they need to shape them. Nobody need to shape power on behalf of the people. But when they think for discuss and they will discuss that. Because who that get power, now in the shape. Not who that sit on a state house.
Many a times when we host government representative them for talk about the economy of the country, be it from the Ministry of Finance or any of the government officials them, then go tell you say in as much as people not don't get what they expect it, but there has been progress because for them, one example they always cite out, they're able to maintain the inflation rates at a single digit, where for them a success score, and it can appear like then say the way how the opposition, for example, they paint the picture, things are not that fearful like the way how now they paint them, but then they try to maintain on the status with they or improve on them. Outside the problem they.
The problem they in the communication, misleading the public, because maybe they say they don't bring the budget, the inflation to single digit. It was at about almost 44%. Waiting change, nothing no change. But now they say they don't bring can to single digit. What happened? The prices when are in, the price index when are in, they affect the inflation or change. So what's kind of miracle? So they just play with figures. Nobody can tell you say now a single digit. Who said the single digit emerged from? Hey, now from the skies. So when they talk about opposition, it's about critiquing the government, that they're not being realistic. This single digit, now they no side and pull out. You look at all the indicators that way they support a finding, an informed finding of a budget, they have not changed. So the equation is still there. The only thing that has changed is the figure where they say now a single digit. You go look at this economy and say a single digit inflation. No, it is not. So that make what they say as opposition would they talk because we are real. Would they tell people waiting at the true thing? Now they don't go pass paper. There is all about figures. Then can they say well now a single digit. But when you look at them, and indeed I take my time, I look at them. I'm not an economist, but I'm informed. I'm informed and well educated. So I look at and I see none of the other variables we could call them don't change. We for affect that budget for can to 7%. I challenge anyone.
Because that's how I say if you challenge the government, see the inflation rate, what they say they at a single digits for you, not authentic information that.
You're not correct. The indicators we for give that credit in a day. Not available. I've looked at it and not see them. Let them show you the paper they wouldn't get who said and come out to that information there. There we will come. I look at the other indicia. Then you look at the World Bank Index report. All of those reports, they tell you something different. They tell you something different. So I challenge any one of them, let them present to me those indicators which support a finding that this inflation is at a single digit. They tell we things we are good, even when we were the second fastest growing economy in the world. During the APC government, we not get that kind of single digit today. Now waiting tanga like tanga, so you wake the money, you not get what you eat. They tell we say the inflation is single digit. No, it is falsehood. I challenge anyone. I challenge the Minister of Finance to come here, Patabani. Can't tell we say yes, not single digit. And now and I pull the information and the assessment is very legitimate and accurate. Then I will take it.
Now that you challenge the government for calm and justify this single digit of the inflation, especially the Minister of Finance, one go to wonder why a whole government go put out figures out there were unrealistic to the citizen them.
Well, that is it. They normally feel say, Ponce like me go grab can talk. They were not expecting JFK, the lawyer, to come and talk about economics or the macroeconomics. And when people let it talk, they take all of us for granted, DJ. The people they take me for granted. But continue what they doing that so lie. When Ponce don't talk, they got away with it. They got away with it. This PR business, we see they call a conference where people then talk, say they want the first past the post. Wait till they tell we after. They not tell we say all man don't grease in a PR. You know, until somebody begin talk. Wait till they want nine, then they do, and then they draw up the narrative, and that is what they started. So it is not today we don't see them people here. They tell we waiting not correct or waiting not to true. This is not the first time. If somebody not react, somebody not talk, they get away with it. And I think it's about time we stop it. Some of us are just tired of this and sickened by this act of treating us as if we're nothing.
But reacting to this, anything they for present, we go prove otherwise, we go use for challenge, say the figures within the show not to through?
Mabel, this is just a matter of reality and practice. Go to the market. Inflation, the basic indicator for the prices. Go to the market, go look the prices. See if the difference from 50% last year or 2 years ago, it will be to 7%. Walk the streets, talk to people, look at the economy. Even the other day, the very Minister of Finance, when I'm a very good friend, encouragement, tell we say the revenue collected in mines was, I think, 1.8 billion or 1.4 billion. But what they able to collect, that's $60 million. Look at the variance. Huge variance. The same government. The Ministry of Mines, they say that 60 million they collect, from which then they show the records. Here is the minister saying $1.4 billion or $1.8 billion. Where is the difference? Who said the difference don't go? So you have a government that is inconsistent with itself. So basically, I could just describe it as a dysfunctional system. Because you look, Minister of Mines, they say that 60 billion we get out of a year. Then the Minister of Finance will say no, now 1.4, 1.8 billion. Huge variance. Where is the difference? Usai only don't go. We call it the Babunda crisis. We until the loss inside only nobody that they know. But again, if nobody speaks up, now make a call on my colleague Flagbearers. Let us just don't talk about votes. Let us talk about issues. Let us talk about things that will change people's lives. Not for just go call crowd and sing and dance for you. No. What we want is an informed leadership. This is us. As opposition, we call on the party. I mean, JFK cannot do it all. That is why we all get for come on board, including ourselves. I'm glad that I may invite me. If we don't speak up, the misinformation will continue and people will continue to suffer.
Again, government is about inclusion. Unasef na the opposition gets a responsibility for the part of government. If you get all the knowledge, as you they outline some of the misalignments there now, within the welfare budget, and you know some of the issues, maybe might get solution to some of the issues there. Why not profiling some of the solution there so to the government as a member of the opposition, where UNASEF, if the government fail and things are hard in the country, not to the no more the citizen and go blame, UNASEF gets a role for players and opposition.
Yes, quite correct. I not just criticize, I offer solutions. Even as I talk so now, there are things the government can do. Where I be the answer maybe in question at the talk say, even on the feed salon. The whole project will get a challenge. Let us look at the aspects, components of that project where government go able to finance and produce results. Because we put money into a big project, you're not able to manage it. And clearly, I say, government get documented history for say they're not able to maintain projects. So it's a solution there. First, the solution in terms of the allocation. Government knows there's a huge gap between the finance ministry and the accountant generals where they pay. The finance ministry, they make allocations for money for this, but we go to the accountant general, they don't get the money there. So even that miscue has to be managed. Where we within governance, we get a meeting. We call the cash account meeting. We will the meet, including the attorney general, which I was. Accountant general, the ministry of finance, we all sit down and all they make the allocations jointly. We didn't know waiting in at the budget. We didn't know waiting in at the calabash. We didn't know how they get this money now. We didn't know how they get this money. And another thing, part of the solutions is austerity. You see what the Ghanaian president do, President Mahama. Part of his austerity measure is to say, I'm not going to the UN convention. Go spend 11, 18, 20 or $60 million. He say, I sit on this term, let me representative them. There are barely any austerity measures in this government. So my idea and advice to them is apply austerity measures. What did we do when we were in government? There was a point in time where His Excellency the President, former President Nkrumah, gave a directive that each ministry should cut its budget by 25%. 25% immediately. Everybody cut in budget by 25%. We still function. We made a lot of savings. That savings we make, now make the road all they enjoy so today. We then say self they enjoy today.
In this case, based on your estimation and the way you don't describe, say, the figures where governments get regarding the inflation rate, not realistic, you think it's been deliberate on adjust policies them they know they get right?
Well, I wouldn't want to say it's deliberate because some of them are people that I know and I sure say they not go out deliberately for misinform. But we get to call a law sometimes willful neglect. You didn't neglect something willfully. You know, then we get something in the way you see this may not be quite correct, but because it give you an outcome you want, you accept them. So in that case, because I not get the information with me, I wouldn't label them as deliberate, but definitely there's something that is not right. I would describe them as a fuzzy mathematics. To conclude that we are in a single-digit inflation is a fuzzy mathematics because the reality do not match that conclusion.
You raise concern regarding the increment of salaries in the office of the president and that of the chief minister. What's not the problem we get with this?
Well, not to me get problem with them. Now then get problem with them. Because if you get a budget, you try for prioritize them well. Then you see, say, you go make an allocation of 200% increment in the president's office, where there are other areas in dire need. It tells you you have a problem of assessing what is a priority to you as against what is a priority for the people. So they have the problem. What me get issue with is that When I shall become president, I hope and I believe by God's grace, my priority will be people-driven and not about my office.
But these are promises where similar ones were made the time when the SLPP have been there in opposition and be the campaign for CAM. If this not been politics, how genuine dare you concern go be?
Well, me can say, Mabel, they say, look how they talk. Look how they talk. Everybody has a pedigree. Go look who's how they work. I don't need anti-corruption, I don't need a special court, I don't need an IG's office. Everywhere, there's a history. But when they choose people who will not get evidence of what they don't do before, will they go vote for people who will not sabi? At the end of the day, whatever they tell we, what they go do tomorrow, na then they will use or judge them. But judge somebody by, say, if I say they give you clothes today, look what you wear. That's why you go take no say, that kind of clothes that go give you. So if somebody don't dey, you know, get a pedigree or history of working in public sector, or somebody don't dey, you know, sabian for the kind of good work we don't they do, you put her in governance, what do you expect? And they come first, he bell full for himself, he bell full for his family. By trade, he by the money done. So this is a time where they talk to the people, and this is not politics. It's about the country. That the leadership office is so sacrosanct and important. That it's very important to take that decision, or like when you take a decision for married, for friend woman and for friend man. You know, just the grab na net till they say this man say want you for marriage, you say yes. Look who said the man come out. Look who said the woman come out. Look in background. So similarly, when you come to the office of the presidency, it's so important that you give a focus on the choice. If you want to go na mosque, na masjid, when you reach na mosque, now who that they inform, who that they learn, not to the tima before, not the tima before. So that if anything go wrong, the next man go able to correct them. So if he come to politics, who bring religion inside small. Now who that they learn and understand, now then for tima before. Who that they don't sabi say learn the Quran well inside mosque. Now then they make them tima before. But if you go put post, we don't learn nothing. We don't get the information that is required. Then what do you expect? No problem. So at the end of the day, we they talk to government that this is just not being in the position. We want us to work together. Because when this country succeed, now world they succeed. But the inflation again, not to JFK anymore they affect.
But again, for be fair to the Bill-led administration, then come in governance at a time where the economy been very challenging, where then take over on our own administration at a time where at some point when I be even declare austerity at a time where the country but they go through lots of challenges. One of the main source of revenue now be the mining sector. The mining sector not be they do well. The country not be they able for exports any of the main produce them go other side them. Take over a broken economy in the words of President Biden. And up till now, is still they manage the economy. And the figures, will you not agree with, they should see, then they get some improvement in some areas. One go the wonder say, JFK just there this morning for talk politics because in at the opposition, just the kind of challenge the unrealistic figure. Now so somebody else self go the challenge you say, how realistic and how genuine you coming out criticizing some of these things where other people is seeing an improvement.
Yes, you're right. Everybody gets in view, and all man gets in own opinion. But I'm here today to talk about things that affect the ordinary man. And like I said, if I no can't talk am, nobody no go talk am. Then go just the lie away, and then that's they want. I think I tweeted once for say the government want us to be divided. They want us to be uneducated. They want us to be misinformed. With that, then they will continue in governance. So if a kaya for consider talk about that, is an issue which affects the public. Because I can continue for Sidona Mikona and they make me lily and nothing. Nobody know they talk, which is far better. But waiting they bother me as a human is just not what JFK get. It's about waiting good for we all. And somebody has to talk about it. And so like what you mentioned, say things were not quite up there as we would say. Yes, there were challenges. Serious challenges during our time. We agree. Then they could bring austerity measures, how for cut down on unnecessary expenditure. We had the liberty to do it. We get the wherewithal to do it as a government. The way it accommodate now, simple. What did the public do? The people then change us. They voted us out of governance. They punished us. Now then don't come with the promise they were going to do better. Now my criteria and argument is, are they doing any better? No, they're not. We are worse off than we were before. So why did they come into governance? They don't betray the vote of the people. They have betrayed the trust of the people because we are all now worse off than we were before. Yes, we are worse off than we were before. Anybody, go out in the streets, ask them. Look at the bank accounts. They're deplorable. People are not able to afford one course meal a day. Now we do the people and we do them. And somebody has to lift up his voice. Somebody has to talk, whether you like it or not. Somebody has to come forward. In any crisis, in any moment, a leader is born. In any moment, a leader aspires that command the trust of the people, that speak on behalf of the people, that takes the mantle of the people. And I think the time is here, and that leader is here with you.
But you don't think, say, if on our administration be left the economy on a good note, on a forgive the bio-led administration, a soft landing for just continue to say on a left?
Yes, it is not as bad as in the reports in Aswebide. If you look at the treasury account, we be left enough money the way them for able to start peacefully. But when they begin by eating the money, they see in a very short while, then they produce more money, then print more money. The one we be left now as balance or no siam. The new money will come on, nobody no ever account to the people of Sierra Leone. Outside the money go. Where the old money will be there, nobody never account. How much new money can nobody never account? Then that was the time we lost it as a government and as a people. The economy just changed. We then can't tell we say now, well, pull 3 zeros, let the money not look alarming. It don't make sense. I wrote another whole piece about it. Nobody don't come here for talk to me, but nobody listen to us. I said, this is dangerous. It will lead to a broken economy, as they say, and the economy has remained broke to date. It has not helped us. The denomination has not helped us. It has not moved anywhere. The most significant thing of this economy, people in ADC, now government just they sell treasury bills. They don't squeeze the private credit facility of the banks. Now the bank then able trust. And access into finance very important for people. Most of the people in the street they sell. What they need, microfinance, supporting them in accessing finance or do business. Even Liberty TV, you should be able to go to the bank. There's enough phone and I have to show to the bank and let them able to give you enough money. Believe in me, when I go there, they give you nothing. They will tell you say money no day. But I can't talk about that. You have enough credit base. You have a collateral, institutional and equity brand collateral for loan attract enough money for improve and do more than here. But they don't have it. The bank, you can't complain. If government don't begin find way for trust for themselves, then the difficulty is there. Then they squeeze private sector. And as a government coming in, we believe, say, we will be a friendly private sector government, open up the space for people to invest and welcome investments from everywhere.
This takes me back to what I asked you earlier. Say some of these issues we discuss, people go through and back to honor the politicians, say now honor the problem of the country. Because when you talk just so you make mention, say, waiting on a left as APC going out, and not that bad as the SLPP they present them.
Yeah.
The same thing the SLPP go tell you, say, we are doing well, but because they are in opposition, then they make things appear as if they are doing nothing. Make I read the last paragraph now you piece we write where we discuss about this morning. It say the future stability and prosperity of Sierra Leone depends on governance choices we make today. And the 2025 budget in its current form represents a dangerous departure from the fiscal responsibility and development focus that the country urgently needs. Unpack this for the viewers.
Oh yes. And talk say, I mean, the future of this country, it depends on prioritizing what we need for the people and also managing the budget very well, because when you do the budget, you can forget the focus. It's not about the government of the day. You do one for the future, because anything you do, it has to be synced and prioritized and aligned to a plan. We get a national development plan. That budget should align with the national development plan. And the national development plan also have timelines in terms of its implementation matrix. It has timelines. So if we look, are we meeting the timelines? If we're not meet with targets, then why? And the other thing, it just drew my attention to the assumptions of the budget. Whether they assume, say, we'll be able to get 23 to 25% increase, then they put undue pressure on NRA. Undue pressure on NRA. We know say NRA not able to increase that money within that time. Now, other NRA they turn to, now the business community, with the businessman. Now the NRA they turn to, put pressure on them. And when you put pressure on them, it squeezes the businessman out of business. So I think I give credit to NRA, they're doing well. But this undue pressure putting it on NRA, it they make the capital inflow not able to scatter around. So that is what I'm talking about in the last package. Say, as a government, we have to be focused. The priority has to be about the people and not just talk about the people. It is about doing things for the people, and the people have to see it and benefit.
What's differently need for be done?
Yeah. Very good question. My daughter asked me that question, Dad, if you were to be president, where are you going to start? Similar question. What can you do different? I think I'm going to start from the top. I'm starting with myself. A disciplined leadership is what we need. Disciplined leadership in the sense that you look at things and know waiting good for you, waiting good for the country, as against waiting good for the people. Taking those decisions that are clear, accurate, and that are real deliverables. We just see recently the president appoint 5 members of a family into executive positions. Whether they are paid or not is not the issue. But what rationale is that? What common sense did that decision take? For just choose 5 members of one family, you give them positions. It doesn't. So when they talk about discipline leadership, it's about that. You discipline yourself. It's not about emotions. I do know some of them very well, the aunties, I know them very well, some of them are friends, but it's not about my personal relationship with them. It's about what is it for the country. Is it good for me to appoint 5 people from one family when there are 7 million families? No, it doesn't make rational common sense. So that is our discipline leadership. So what will you do different? Yes, I will. I look at issues differently, being that the priority for me is the people-centeredness. And you have to look at it more. And we look at the Ministry of Finance. There are many things we can do in the Ministry of Finance. It's just not about the leadership we did it. We need a holistic change. Then they train and they do all kinds of things. But definitely the problem is infested in the Ministry of Finance in terms of real integrity, fluidity, curriculum. I don't need an anti-corruption commission. I know the challenges we'll get inside the Ministry of Finance, and I can always call it integrity, fluidity, meaning the integrity level, they just, it's like water. So we need to address that issue. Then when you move away from the ministry, you look at the different other levels of operations in the government. So much slackness. People don't go to work. When they go to work, they don't produce. Now we get people and students. We don't graduate as nurses. They don't have PIN codes. Teachers, 4,000 of them have not been paid. They say they don't get money for pay them. They say they don't qualify. If any kind of reasonable excuse. These are issues we can manage. It just means disciplined leadership. Talk to people who are supposed to produce and deliver the results. And if they don't, you do what you have to do. We call them doing the needful. But today, the government is loose. There's no leadership. The president is hardly here. The chief minister is hardly here. Vice president, you rather hear him or you don't hear him. Order again, you they see. You don't feel government. Except where problem come out, and you see the policeman, they all in the street with gun and toot gun, so German, they all, they don't say government today. But in terms of the real livelihood of the people, in terms of the daily caring of the people, you don't feel it. Nobody they can talk to we as a people, waiting our problem, how we can contribute to solving them. When I went under the bridge at Lumley, I spoke to the boys. There are things I learned that day one may ever know. Maybe you know, be asked him up, as you said, water they pass. Now they ask them the question, where do you read me car? Who sound they go? When they show me what they can do, how they improvise for move away from the flow of the stream. It's just ingenious. You can't believe it. But I will learn that now we're goody. But if nobody need to talk to them, they're left out. And so we should not feel that way about our people. We need a government that relates. A government where they feel and talk to we. That's all we demand.
If now you've been doing a president's bill in position now, what do you don't do for handle some of them lapses there where you they criticize so now?
Yes. As I say, I look at this, myself first and myself at the discipline. Then boku waka I not necessarily I need the waka. Then fly, I need to go. Like President Mahama talk, this UN convention, I will say, look, Chief Minister, you go, or Foreign Minister, sort them out. First things. And the other one, I look at the budget. Whether they can give me that boku money, the people and they don't get to it. I tell them, and they support this budget. Go and review this budget. Remove this 200% una put for the presidency. Una allocate to health. Una allocate to feed the poor. This is what I will do. I will depersonalize myself. It's not about me. It's about the country. So if I see
get an issue with the 200% increase for the presidency,
maybe na boku money. Boku money than the 200%, plenty money. I mean, we don't get what you eat. Why we not put outside people and go eat? I get issue with that. The issue is not with President Bill as a person. No, he's my friend. may not get personal issues. It's about the office, the allocation to that office. We get other things we do. Let us prioritize them. Let us prioritize them. I mean, that's not the point that they make. And we know they talk out of politics. It just makes, to me, not just common sense business this. Say, well, if you lead, let you people enjoy. You yourself, if they enjoy, they must pay you. You must get your own. But why 200%? It's too high. It's too high. So that's my point. Let us think about the people for once. And what I will do different, Mabel, you asked this question. For once, I will prioritize the people over myself. So and I promise you, Omega.
No, don't prioritize the people.
Not at all. We know this year. We as a people, I need to say, we as a people will not feel say government they prioritize we. If they prioritize we, how they go give them kind of money they need to government, to president, vice president, chief minister, they all just increase the whole salary and everything. They we the people away can to waiting for make we bread and butter as then call them, we not get to bread and butter. You don't call that prioritizing the people. What is prioritizing the people? Now, like what I go down a day, I go talk to the people away, then get in disaster. Where there is fire disaster, somebody is there to listen to them. You relate. You relate with people.
But these are things where politicians within opposition always do forget a political score.
Yes, you get the political score, but you get for the inside of you. You know the Buldoa. Now, they know the Buldoa because you know the inside of them. But the general public, all those who will always look at it as a political score. But for me, it is not. I'm just human. I feel for people. And every day I do it. Every day I do it. I do things for people every day. But when you make the move, because you're a politician, people say that because of politics. No. You say, maybe you get beaucoup good way they do. But they don't go see and say that political good because you're not a politician publicly. But once you don't wear the political clothes, any good way you know they're facing for politics. But the reality is we have to be there for one another. Politics or no politics, we have to care. And that is the Salionianness we don't miss. We will grow up now from be, I tell you, Mabel, where we get Sarah, all the good day, we support each other. We barely meet one person, everybody is there to give support. We need that back again. That's Salionianness. Not to follow we they lose. You begin look at this, this is SLPP, this is APC, this is that. No, let us forget about the colors. It's about time we think about the country. As a country, we should be together. My neighbor, I don't want to know if you're SLPP, SCB or what not. Let us talk as neighbors. Let your problem be my problem. Let your joy be my joy. This is what a country should be. And this division we then don't create politically, we should try to eliminate it. We should see one Sierra Leone, a minimum.
Running a country's economy, not to an easy task. And I will still refer you back to the earlier question where I asked you about the way our administration they run the country during our 10 years of rule.
Yeah.
And President Bill take over an economy will be the struggle. How you go describe some of the programs and agenda them, especially the New Direction agenda, we usher them into power 5 years down the line, they manage the economy, then come back for a re-election, the people be satisfied with waiting them do for the 5 years, we make them vote them in for a second term 2023. Then come with big 5 game changer. It lay emphasis and priorities on agriculture because it wants the country for be independent, especially with campaigning for it. And with a struggling economy and prioritizing agriculture for let everybody eat within the grow na salon, how you can describe then changes there so we President Bill do?
Very good analysis, Khadija. You started off by saying that running an economy is not easy. I agree with you, absolutely. Dr. Samura, the leader, Aswai leader of the All People's Congress, tell Mother Bill that. Say for government, na AB load, for run government, na AB load. And so they are aware. They came with a manifesto. They show you what they can do. Brilliant manifesto, talk all kind fine thing inside it. But they can't deliver. I didn't get the variance of some of the analysis. I say no, they not deliver. And then the question where me go get doubt over now the fact that people have voted them back in for Carol. There's been serious issues about the outcome of those elections of 2023. Serious issues. Dr. Samura still challenge those issues. Still challenge them. that we not get the real out results we declare in the way. Yes, and that position still stands with a lot of people and resonates with many people in this country. That the mandate of running this government, yes, was fraught with credibility issues. The international communities have said that. So to suggest that they won on the people's vote and trust is doubtful. But setting that aside, they say now, waiting until we see that they can do the able drum. And waiting we they see and feel as a people, we they see them. And there is a much they could do. What do they see? Now new building them for themselves. New motoka them for themselves and then work them. That's what they see every day. I mean, we just get for face the fact. So we need to see what we they eat. Go to the market and meet fish don't go down. Go buy rice and meet rice don't can down. How much they eat for the day? It's difficult, cut across the board. Even for we the big one, they wouldn't kiss one of the big one them. It's not easy because we they feel the pinch, we they feel the pressure. Because we people are not get to the date, now we didn't run the country. They need to go state house. They need to go to the ministries. Then they run country as their leaders, as their stakeholders. And we feel the pressure. We get to do what you're supposed to do. But what are they saying all of this, Khadija, is the government has not delivered. And let us be honest with it. And until we start to talk to them that.
Then they tell the people, especially where President Biobi just, I think few weeks ago, we didn't have parliament for state's opening of parliament. Also, I go get a report card on some of the things them where it don't deliver on, especially the area of priority. And also the President Bio don't tell citizens and say it don't do all things we been promised. Now not just bonia it give to citizens them. How you go can now and say they not deliver?
Well, it's one thing to say waiting has been delivered. Is another thing whether it has happened. I mentioned it earlier that this government is notorious about saying things they have not done. I give Boku example. Notorious about saying things they have not done. There was a state opening in Parliament where President Biode read his speech. Where he reached that they say, I don't deliver electricity. He says if he check himself, he stop force. He knows that it's not correct. You remember that side? Talk to. He says if he shock. So he didn't say in speech. So we are not surprised. So like can't tell you say don't deliver out in a boya. Boya go outside. The lights are for the talk, but look how they today. So waiting then they tell me. Now you say boya. Hey boy. So tell them they're not saboting a boya. Boya now way you don't get all thing. You don't bill full. Then they can give you extra way you no need. But that's not boya. They give you extra way you no need. Just extra. Or what you not entitled to anymore. That is not an entitlement. You know, and that is condescending. You need to talk to we you people. They tell you say you don't give way, they can't give you now just what you know entitled to. The way they say we're entitled to basic amenities of life. Health, food, shelter. And I don't know if Naya be talking. The shelter problem now is too much. We don't get boku rents. People are suffering. Boku people and their salary, you know, they ever match for let them pay their rent. And that's another issue. So where will they come into government? We must look for local housing. We must look for housing accommodation for people. It's a big challenge. It's one thing I want to address, and I should try to address that immediately as I come into governance. We will do something for housing for our people, especially the teachers, the doctors, the military guys. You know, the one the way they work for government, the public sector, then forget who side they tap because their salary, you know, they will pay the rent. It's just real. So waiting at the delivery. If man is not able to pay the rent, they don't get what they eat. Where is the delivery? So maybe we don't get a definition of delivery, a new definition of delivery. We then go call Boya delivery. Now they own definition that.
Not the very first time this way you write then campus here. Many a times you can use your official social media handles for raise concerns. Stay with you, begin develop peace them now with the right as your own position on certain issues. You don't ever for once since you begin to do them publications and they get expected response?
Yes, I think once or twice I don't see things happening. I don't remember exactly, but my writings have not gone totally in vain. Me and Chief Minister Kintoki go call me, maybe we discuss them or in any of the social media handles defending and we get these positions. But yes, I think government do react sometimes positively, many times negatively. Then go cry and discredit me findings. But yes, I think it get effect of some sort. Yes, I must accept that where I can write, then can read, and then can comment. Then the Minister of Information will comment another usual handle way, where they can do another meetings. And if now sense I can talk, like I can say if I talk sense, then go address them. So that then they can say no to sense I talk, then they can deal with them that way, as among the unsense things. But may they talk and I know how they talk sense and I talk for the people. And not to tell that big talk, and I will continue for do so as long as it helps the country.
It's been over 7 years where President Bio, they steer the ship running the country. Aside the economy, this welfare budget 2025, where you get a lot of disagreement with, whose area there where you go genuinely say this don't be commendable efforts by President Bio?
Well, I think I will start with the area of the law. A lot of laws have been passed where they help the governance structure. Amongst them, the law, the way they deal with women. You know, we don't see a lot of positive legislations in that direction. And I commend them for that. So in terms of welfare of people, I see a few initiatives working towards that. During the 7 years, you could believe, say, women feel better protected. You must give credit to that. And even for that, you must give credit to the First Lady as well, Lady Fatima Bio, for the work we don't do in that year. So you see, this is me giving credit where it deserves. You must give them credit for that. She had pioneered those things, and we get credit. And apart from the law, I go also look at areas of, well, peace generally. Peace generally. We go see the place quiet. You go see, and although we quiet, you know, me say, all man glady, difference between peace and happiness. Yes, general peace, you know, people banking accused with the opposition, but I think with the opposition, we've been quiet. We don't see though we maintain the peace, no scatter, make any alala, no problem. So there is general stability of our appearance of peace, which is a credit to we all, not a credit to them, because if there is peace, now two people and they make palaver, not to one no more. So we they take credit, say if there is peace, now we not the peace and we make peace day. Because for Ebola alala, na alala no more, no alala. We get cause for low cause alala, we know the cause but definitely now we all with peace. Now we give credit to the peace. So I think in that area, I think with coalition, yeah, help there. And as you see, I just struggle for suicide and they don't do well.
But you're saying that President Bio prioritizing women, this is very commendable, especially now where women in the yearn for equality.
Yes,
we see it pass the GUI Act where plenty women then glad for them. You talk about say the country peaceful, and President Bio now one way in support of them and other people we believe in them. Don't they say in the father of democracy? Two major moves there where you say they in agreement with.
No, I don't agree with the father of democracy. I don't agree with that. You say come out then they can't say father of democracy. He's not the father of democracy. He cannot even pretend to be the father of democracy. So if we talk about the peace, yes, I agree. If we talk about the women development and enhancement, yes, I agree. And even to that, I go further for give credit to the wife. You know, don't forget for give credit where it belongs.
It's right in the area of implementing laws, passing good laws. You talk about the country quiet, the country peaceful. For let a president where they steer the ship, allow some of these things for happen. Now because they believe in democracy, you don't think so?
Well, I no go agree. Let's say also I agree with you in the facts. And not to peace and women empowerment no more, they make democracy. Yes, so democracy is government for the people, by the people, and of the people. So all what you do, the people and for be part of you, the people for benefit. You foresee, it's all about the people and the relationship. So you're quite right. If you don't help, but even the peace, then make us say, not to bring the peace. Now we all the work together, especially with the opposition. Now we all restrained. Now we restrain ourselves for ensure say there is peace. So we not again absolute credit for that. Even in terms of the women empowerment, we all contribute. If you find out the gender acts, now we government bank APC, the Customary Marriage Act now government bring and come, you know, the devolution of estates. No, we be done this at 2007. 2007, the development, the devolution of estate tax. Now we
about him repealing the seditious libel law for a very long time. We journalists them don't they lobby around government after government.
Well, it is good on paper, but today, me and a lawyer they go court Bokuten for journalists there. Even now, I don't know if they don't left Thomas Dixon. Last week I see the old Thomas Dixon. Then they look for her. So it is good on paper, but the reality is people are they're afraid for rights still.
Not in government issue. Now you're a mining company.
Yeah, but not government all. The police were all a part of the government. So you look at the liberalism of government. So if even you imposing if the police are not independent, then a problem. Not government problem that. So what they see here is that we talk about the liberties of the individual. Yes, are we really enjoying them? Oh, you don't know if you talk about you go meet police, then not do. Yes, then go welcome you, then care you go. But at the end of the day, I go say relatively we've enjoyed that, and people have suffered again on the same account. If you remember, Adima calling in talk 110 and take and carry gonna say I did it one whole day. Now we begin for day for see our best for get things done properly. Yes, then Udat against that lady. You know, we get a lot of cases of government overreaching. Now we are but Jagaban they try for all meeting and don't go stop her. You know, get police clients meeting for development, then go back go stop her. Well, now if I talk to the ministry, this that. Who stay away if I want bring development? If I know say I get for go to the ministry will talk to me at a point. But for go turn sword, do I need the permission of the ministry? No, you don't. So these are all the things what they talk say. You give in one hand, you take in another. So while in the general frame of things, we all feel say some things have been done, but underneath there are a lot of challenges. And my fear is we are slowly getting to a dictatorship if we are not careful in this country.
Why you say so?
I say so because we see heavy-handedness in government. Heavy-handedness in government. Any way they do now with force, power with force. Try for do things this way, do this with force.
You
so
get anything for sites we go back up that statement.
I just give you an example. Jagabanka with business, you want open factory. First, they say you don't get permission for all the meeting for turn the sword. Okay, then send a politician. Understandable. But then now, after that, they get clearance. They say, no, you go talk to the ministry. This is all heavy-handedness. It's all because he's a politician. How many people in don't come for open factory, they not stop?
But what is wrong for caution somebody say go through the right procedure then?
Nothing wrong for say go through the right procedure, but that is not the right procedure. You need to see if you go talk to this ministry for canton sword. The ministry will come in at the right stage. Where you need the paperwork from the ministry, you got for good day. But you cannot force the man and stop him from turning the sword for bring factica. You say because you not go talk to ministry. If that is the case, because I still not get the mechanics of that, it's not right. You know, you're barely trying to stifle the project. But apart from the Jagaban issue, where I relate to it very well, where I think say he has to be given the opportunity to bring in his investment. We get within in a scenario now where most people are afraid for talk. Now few of we get the liberty. For can sit on and today on the liberty, the brand liberty for talk to the talk so and similarly we will go back and go sit down. But who can't? Out of fear. But you not go blame the government for that too. Now then create their own fear. Because government not tell you say no talk. Now you the free say if I talk then go hold you. Well talk first, let they hold you. But there is this atmosphere of fear, and I make us say we are slowly, gradually going to that. And if you look at the pronouncement from Parliament about this, talking about government sharing, government appear at the executive level, you know, they come with ideas where they're not fully structured and think out. We don't even see the write-up of that, the concept, how it come for benefit you as a country. So what is the game plan? For me, as a politician, I look and watch, waiting in the after. Generally, it cannot be something good for the country. If it is good for the country, now all for don't sit down and talk up. Now all for don't sit down we engage. Because I remember about 2 or 3 years ago, Alpha Wuri can meet me for no discourse about decentralization in the country. And we have a very good conversation. I believe this decentralization for empower the regions for become more independent. But not as close as this for Toxi. We want shape power at the executive level. So this new change, I don't understand if they're the same, but if they're the same, then I suspect mischief. So we all have as a people, let us be very careful. Let we see the law, watch them. This time a mambu to my watch. Is it a system of approach where they no go one exit power tomorrow, then don't do what they get for do. But when you tell them down, not for go.
So what are your perception we all to this proposal we President Bio they make?
I get them with apprehension. I fear because I don't understand how it who side in they come out. I don't they listen and the PR. Now me and Dr. Ablai continue we argue the PR case now the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruled against us. So I get a very strong position on the PR because the application of the PR is based on a particular law. We interpretation. The Supreme Court then say no, then get on different interpretation. But setting that aside, the PR as an institutional mechanism, no bad. Now how you use them? My fear is the structure will get to dinner salon. Of course, me personally, I don't get confidence in the Electoral Commission. How they manage the last election. I don't have confidence in them that they will deliver based on a PR at the executive level. Then when you look at the executive level, Khadija, I they shape ministerial positions. Which position will go to this? Which position will go to that one day? He said by percentage. We don't do the percentage allocation 30, 70 or 40, 60. Yes, I they really shape the office down. We don't see governments of national unity before. For example, South Africa, they fail because the moment you start, everybody gets your own agenda. Everybody in a cabinet gets your own philosophy. It doesn't work. And no sooner or later, then the government in power would dismiss all the one they were not on the other side. So you can out to one party government. My suspicion is this is where they want to go, a one-party state in disguise.
All right, continue for the week at the program JFK. A lot of messages don't come inside. We go read the message now so that you go respond to the questions them where the viewers they don't ask. So many messages don't come in. The very first one I go look at from the Facebook. Desmond Davis they say, in your 11 years of APC rule, did rise went up and came down? Remember, if you put it in a scale of percentage on whose era did rise price escalate the most. Remember, rice was between 40 to 60 leons per bag when it took over the reins of power and left it over 300 leons.
Okay, we look at more messages. This one they say from Jibril Bangwana YouTube, the pivotal moment for this administration was its shift to the opposition's role, abandoning its original manifesto to criticizing past administration, which left many constituents confused.
Abdullahi Lebi they say, you been know this all for the past. You been know all this for the past 10 years. Why didn't you render help in your own way? But now you want power, claiming about the present government. Don't forget, Allah go hold on a responsible.
Bangso, Mr. JFK, please, can you tell us if indeed Dr. Osamu Kamara is going to be president as his content creator and electoral justice people are saying?
Ronald Beresford, Judge, so they say until all mining deals are reviewed and is owned by the state, which means government and the people, where the wealth is seen through the masses, nothing will change. Privatization is a scam, for it hasn't benefited the people or country. So why not follow another path for economic betterment?
Judge Pius Nichols, they say, what happened when APC took power in 2007? They met rice at 60 leons per bag, but at their exit, rice price was 300 leons per bag. Please explain how it happened.
This one from Sheko Valentino Kamara, Gadri Kamara, I say, JFK, I want to ask, what are your plans to increase employment in Sierra Leone?
Mohamed Touré say JFK has strong that President Bio no they get chance for get a review of the budget, not a review of some of the written speeches, and that is making him a bad leader and president.
Ronald again, they say, Mr. Sa, government has not provided the Sierra Leoneans when you held office, because if you had, this government wouldn't be making the same mess.
Mystic Duazak, they say the roadmap to the APC internal is generating significant anticipation among party members. However, there's growing concern over the alarming number of aspirants vying to become the party's flag bearer. The number is scary.
Ibrahim Ansari, they say, JFK, you are talking now like you are one of the best person that cares about the people. When before now, when you were the ACC boss and acting and Attorney General Minister of Justice, people living around Lumley and even front of your house never feels your presence, sir.
All right. From the messages then there, let we come quickly to JFK for respond.
I think the one day we don't take the time for write the messages, which is good. It's part of the dialogue what they talk about in governance. One set of people in the talk say, well, APC term, that's who will be left rest and that's who will meet them. And now we not for compare the two. I think now the dichotomy that we find ourselves, meaning that we find ourselves in a situation where we can confuse ourselves. The APC term numbers, today they talk about LPP term. We not for George say, because as APC mean we say for doa. It's wrong. That made the country never go before. Because if you look, you say APC may do this, so they say for Kandwa? No. They came into governance believing that they come and do better. So if they don't do better, we go talk. Because now so they say they talk in opposition. So what is important for us as a people? We for all government accountable. You need the whole government accountable by saying this is how it was done. If sorry thief, they no catch them. Mary thief, they catch them. And Mary they all. You know go say, because sorry thief, they no mean catch them. So Mary say for go free. No. You don't compare the two like that. So if they make comparisons now for enhance the latter. Say APC be do this, I don't want to go into the figure because me know say the figure is not correct. What do we do and also will left rest, the disparity in terms of the percentage is way greater than now. But that is not the issue. The issue for us is let us compare what we have today and let us hold the government to the accountable. The APC government has been held accountable. They create commission of inquiry, they get people and go court, they do everything they can. They were being held accountable. Today, let us hold this government accountable for what it is doing. I don't believe in going back and say, now so we be data day, so now we would. No. That's wrong. It's a fallacy. You know, in logic, it's a fallacy. You don't do that. But Lord will not hold that one day. Another person, I remember the last one we just talked, say, we they lonely, we don't feel presence and all that. Baby, they walk, bruh. At the left was 5 o'clock in the morning. And they can't tell 11 o'clock. I was working for the people. And the one day we be feel the presence and feel. I apologize for that party man, they not mean feel my presence. But I was working. We were all working as a government. We did it then 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, na State Lodge, with His Excellency President Kamara, the former government. We did work. So you did see we all. You did see the streets, we were working. But then there's also the question where the person say, JFK, now President Bio don't do this and we have to acknowledge. We had to acknowledge. I talk about the rights of women. Men are supposed to believe in the rights of women, so I acknowledge that. And we give thanks where we can. We give kudos to whoever deserve it. To the many people like myself who advocate for women empowerment, we are grateful to all those who compounding and they all come together to make that happen. So yes, we just know they criticize. We say credit today with the game. But at the tell I will say, today we will hold the government accountable. Whether people like it or not, we will hold them accountable. The government will change. The government will move. People must be ready to accept what is good for them. So not all man get for agree with we accept that. But one thing we cannot do is to let the government go and continue just they act as if we all know their life and take all of us for granted. Some of us are standing up, and this time we will remain standing until we see what is right for this country. We will remain standing until we see what is right for this country.
When at the BU administration, you think say they miss some because coming in 2018 with the new direction manifesto and now in final 5 year we see the big 5 game changers. When you notice say they miss some?
Yes, brilliant question, Mabel. I noticed they miss some the energy where they focus on fighting the opposition. They spent about 2-3 years fighting the APC, condemning the APC. APC no do this, APC no do this. 3 years of all energy sucked into fighting the opposition. Energy that should have been devoted to development. In 2007, when President Kamara came to governance, Then do the transition report. Maybe you not go believe. Then package them. Can go to President Koma. In that, with all the wrongs we then don't do on the different Sababu project, this, the all kind thing. He take the report, he look him. He said, "Go study him." He took it with him 3 days. After the third day, he called we all. He said, "Gentlemen, I'm development focused." He said, "This report, no, I'm not interested in them. I put them. I want to work for the people." That was it. I know they say before don't can do the same, but what they say is they spend so much time and energy in condemning instead of working. So by the time they catch up, late. So I think that is where they missed it. Because if I don't set up in commission of inquiry, to done the problem. And they left APC. But all the way they meet up about APC, where they sit on a cabinet about APC, where they go on any side of APC, then lost focus on the development trajectory. And that is where the problem came in. And the second one is, when you look, the economy is very tricky. The resource side, the money they come on, you get for focus thing. Then begin focus on who side forget the money for come to them instead of the money for go to the people. And that's another second big error you make. Big error. Money where they come to you instead of money where they divert to outside the people and need them. So there are the two issues there. That's where they lost it. And from where they derail, where they lost track, 30 days they can attack. 30 days they can attack.
Now, the present conversation within at the floor, two things. The systems of elections within for use, we government want the PR and also the power sharing. And they talk about all the economic issues there, so and you want the government for focus on the welfare of the people rather than concentrating on other issues. You think say discussing a power sharing and a PR systems of election now a distraction or government in the right trajectory?
The question I can ask Mr. Sekisi, I don't plan them. Like you don't set up for me. But this is a good question. Excellent. I know the distraction part of the left and force because I may not think so. The conversation fine. Let us have the dialogue. But then therefore create the space. Take the way they not call way to para talkery. Let us create the space for dialogue. But me I defend myself inside the talk, whether they like it or not. I go inside that talkery.
But they engaged last week. Usauna Party's Secretary General been there.
Yes, he go. He report to we what happen. I know I can't talk now. But a different thing. A presentation and go make. Presentation and go make. They go talk to we like we in a classroom picking. They not call we go exchange ideas. Go make presentation on this, that. Oh. They did not call us to go and discuss as peers. So now make they say, then Kinkan and they can just to wait things that we like we in a dirty box. No, we're not a dirty box. Wait here they say is about the peer. We get for discuss. Let them open the dialogue, the open space. Let we get a conversation about it. Nothing wrong for discussing. Nothing wrong. But why are they say, are they look at this government with a lot of suspicion? I get evidences. If you remember one time, what we talk about to see. People condemn me this, that, they don't me understand where side they come from. I say the law will for change and so that we diasporans will can participate in the election process. They forget the opportunity like every other Sierra Leonean. I advocated for the change in the law. 30 days they don't change the law yet. The law still did it. One, they make one move for the Dual Nationality Act. Fine. But the law still there. Section 76 of the Constitution has not been changed. The law was drafted in the London Parliament. Yesterday, while at the study, I still say it remains as a bill. So I say today at the talk about let government do something to amend Section 76 to allow the diasporans to come in and participate at the levels of governance. That is my argument. It has always been my argument. Because me say live abroad. I live abroad for long. I come back in 2003. I don't see the contribution what they make. I know the value of the contributions of our brothers and sisters from overseas. So let us give them space. Let us allow them to come and participate at each and every level that they feel comfortable to participate. So that is the position. So if you see I get apprehension and suspicion of this government, the things they commit to do, they don't do them. That bill really dumb. So they call on government now. They challenge the Speaker of Parliament, Sengepo Thomas. That bill must become law. It is there. It is on your shelf. Look for it and make it law.
So to wrap up this edition of the Breakfast Show, back to the topic where we discussed today, we get to do it, the piece we write about the 2025 budget, with about 3 years left of the BO administration. You think so then we'll fix the broken pieces where you talk about now this edition of the program?
Well, it's all about sincerity, Mabel. If they're sincere, there's a lot that can be done in 3 years. And most of it, they're not going to do the whole thing again. It's all late. The balance they can left on for me, and they can't deal with that one that they will left.
Why is that you don't go left on for?
Now me they talk about myself. You all go talk about that person. They go left the work for me. And I go can't do them. But there are few things that they will address, especially the poverty and health. If they focus just on those two and energy, like just had that one day, on those three, then we as a people, we're not mindful to forgive them. Let them go. Then pack them go. Then the balance will then go left. We the APC go can't do them. We the APC now, we not the party where people and sabi for development. Now we the work. We get evidence of that all over. Then King just can't eat per which you don't do. Then don't do and done. You know, today is their turn to eat. When they don't eat bell full, then go.
Why are you so certain say the APC go be the next party we go form the next government, where a lot of people hold the opinion say una all we don't come out for the same position, the number alarming and scary, and una might get a repetition of waiting be happen 2018, where some people will not be get the symbol vex and not the campaign.
Quite correct. You know, we the APC in a very democratic party. Very open. Where they give everybody space. You can't today, you can't yesterday, you there, you feel, say you belong, you believe, say you get what it takes. We encourage everybody. So let people don't misunderstand that encouragement, feel, say, not just opened up for all kind of thing, but it's a party. Where they welcome people. And everybody will feel they get what it takes, you're welcome. But in the process, with the time for sit down, we they talk. Every week, we they meet twice or so, we they engage to ourselves. Down the road, we will get a candidate where the people all go know say name. Then everybody go there and we all go support the candidate. Because we believe, say, we not the party where they change things na salon. If we all come together, we will work together. Because now the APC no more, after God, we will pull SLPP in power. And we need to be united. And I like what you mentioned that. If there is this apprehension or the fear, say, with too many, the money go shrink, the number go shrink. Because we will not get the repetition of the 2018. As we get along, we talk. Man, we all don't begin to realize ourselves as we go along. And the party they assist, and we get conversation. We try as much as possible for we present one single candidate to the public. And that candidate we all go accept as the man we go lead the party and go take we to State House.
You say after going at the APC no more, the EP Salon. But it's the same APC we under the Ernest Kamara regime, the last term of we been hearing the people and me they sing Tolongbo no go sidoya angry boko. How comes?
Well, until you know na sing, let them sing and back no. Let no now outside the angry day. Now the angry day. That sing they work here, I kill laugh, be safe they enjoy now. I say well let we hear the sing now today. They don't want to sing again. But yes, there was hunger at some point. We agree, we cannot deny that. We difference with them managers, we accept if we go wrong. President Kamara accepted, said things were challenging. So he implement austeric measures. So now not left for do this. We need to travel, and then they go so and so. 2 years, he did not leave the country. And that is why even after he retire, he sit down at the country, go sit down peacefully in Amakeni. So what would they say? It was not that things were not difficult during the APC. Things were difficult, but we made efforts. We work for the people and for see the effort. The term in Kao say, tie belly for development. We all tie belly for development. There was a point in time we all stopped for receive salaries. 50% of our salary was cut off so that the money go towards development. And then one day I did that this time here. One day, then it fed for increase their own salary. I challenge them. When I cut on a salary, put them into health fund for kush. They can't make the go so they spend around. Let the minister then cut 20% of their salary, put them towards kush. The president cut 50% of his salary, put them towards kush. Kush will be out in a week. So yes, this is what we did. We made sacrifices. Things were difficult. We're not saying things were perfect. Sierra Leone was not a heaven. It was not a paradise. But I assure you people that under a JFK presidency, things will be different. Because me, Joseph, are disciplined enough for put the people in first before any other person. And I don't show that any how I don't do. One caller talk about the ACC and the Attorney General's office. The records are there. In today's age of internet, social media, nobody need a lie left by you.
All right, many thanks, JFK, where you join me this morning for can talk about your piece, where you write, where you title Misaligned Priorities and fiscal challenges and other very important things that we don't talk about in the economy. Hopefully, we will try to get the Minister of Finance for himself for can talk about how a plan for implement this particular budget where it go table in Parliament. Well, now they end the breakfast show for today. Many thanks to all with the watch we. You send your comments, you continue for share with content them what they produce na Liberty TV, as this now the only digital platform where they get accurate information of public interest. Musa Saokoma and Samuel Thomas and they support the production team for this edition of the breakfast show reach you. Mina Khadija Bangura they say have a good day.
All right, until we meet again, Mabel Kabadis gets a great week and goodbye.
My name is Jennifer J. Bangora, Commissioner General of the National Revenue Authority, and I am honored to extend a warm welcome to all our regional and international partners as Sierra Leone prepares to host one of the most important gatherings on our calendar, the WATA 2025 High-Level Policy Dialogue on Financing Development through Effective Tax Systems, and the 21st General Assembly, which will be held from the 15th to the 19th of September 2025. At the National Revenue Authority of Sierra Leone, we are proud to host these events because we believe that effective tax systems are the cornerstones of nation building. We are committed to delivering a world-class event, one that promotes knowledge sharing, inspires reforms, and strengthens partnerships. On behalf of the government of Sierra Leone, the board of directors, and the entire NRA family, I invite you to join us in Freetown this September. Let's work together to shape a tax future that truly supports the development aspiration of West Africa. Welcome to WATA 2025. Welcome to Sierra Leone.